Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Herders. My name is Nick.
I'm Rich.
Dana.
And today is another episode of Dana Explains,
Mm-hmm.
the slightly irregular, but also fan favorite series, where we have Dana here explain movies that she's never seen. Well, we make her watch them.
Yeah.
I explain movies that I have seen.
That's true.
She does what she thinks the movie is going to be about, and then she watches it, and then comes back to us and tells us what she thought of it.
Yeah, so there's a lot of movies, many movies that Dana has not seen that we feel like she should have. And so we give her movies like that. And this week's movie, one thing that you love, and this is why we gave you this movie, is romantic comedies.
Love rom-coms.
But you haven't seen like any of the classic romantic comedies.
Let's take out the word classic and put in old.
No, the classic.
Old.
Good romantic comedies.
Go ahead, keep going.
No, that's all I had to say is you haven't seen good romantic.
So we were like
1989. Old.
So we felt, let's give her one of those movies and see what she thinks in comparison to loving something like 27 Dresses and stuff like that.
Great movie.
So you watched When Harry Met Sally, the classic directed by Rob Reiner. What did you think of it?
I hated it. No, I'm just kidding. I liked it. Gotcha. It was good. I really enjoyed it. Yep.
So walk us through.
It was very old. I mean, that was just my original, like, my first thought.
I thought that's your first thought on all these. You're like, old.
It's old. But then, not only is it old, it starts out with old people. And I'm like, what is this? Like, why are these old people here? Is this Harry and Sally? Like, is this telling me that they are together now? Like, it talks in the beginning of the movie. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the two old people, like, I guess they're being interviewed on the couch, talking about their love, whatever. But then, like, it stops, and then it cuts to, like, it almost looks like a high school scene, where, like, these two people are, like, making out, and then, like, someone drives up in the car, and then, like, they get introduced to each other, like, Harry meets Sally.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of thinking that the movie should just end there, because that was when Harry met Sally.
Well, that's going to wrap up this Dana Explains.
So you liked it? That's
I mean,
good.
they should have just done it like that. This is how they should have done it. That was when Harry met Sally, yeah? And then they should have went back and shown everything that happens in the future. Or shown everything that happens in the future and then showed how they met. But whatever. The movie was good the way it was anyways. So, they met. Let me say it again. They just met.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decide to just drive to... Where'd they go? To New York? Together?
Right, well,
like, what?
But that's why they met.
They met because they were going to drive, but I would not get in a car with someone that I just met and then drive to New York.
Billy Crystal is dating Meg Ryan's friend, and they're both moving to New York, and so the friend says, why don't you just drive together?
Yeah.
Yeah, but how good of friends are they if she's never met his boyfriend before? Probably not that good of friends. Anyways, so they drive there, and, like, I just keep thinking, like, how old are they? And, like, because I can't tell, because in some shots they look really young, and then in some shots they just look really old. Like, why are they road tripping together if they don't know each other? And then, like, she seems really young, but then he seems really old because of his hair. Like, his hair just made him look very old. So they go on, blah, blah, blah. She's talking about her days of the week underwear.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, her ex-boyfriend got really upset because they couldn't find the Sunday pair of underwear anywhere. And she said they don't make Sunday pairs of underwear. But they do. So I didn't like that part of the movie because that was just a blatant lie. If they're going to make days of the week underwear, they're going to make all the days of the week. They're not just going to exclude Sunday because it's a holy day. There's Sunday underwear.
Okay.
Anyways, so, like, I've had this thought a lot throughout the movie.
Okay.
Like, what was she wearing? Like, what is it? Like, she was wearing, like, this button-down shirt with, like, high-waisted khakis and then, like, a blue sweat. Like, it just didn't...
It was the style of the times.
Yeah.
And that's also how they showed different eras within the movie. Like, her, the movie starts presumably in the mid to late 70s. Then it jumps 4 years to the,
5.
early 80s, whatever, 5 years. Then there's another time gap.
5.
And then there they are in 1989.
Yeah.
They do all these things to try and, like you said, anti-age them and also show different eras of time.
Yeah, I mean, but...
Which would have made more sense to you if it was 1989, right?
Mm.
Like everybody watching that movie remembers.
It's like, oh yeah, I remember when we
Yeah.
used to wear that kind of stuff.
It's like if you were to watch this movie now in 2016, it would have been like it would have started off with what we were wearing in 2000.
Yeah.
Which now, if you look, it's like people wore that in 2000,
Yeah, but I mean, through the whole movie, I was just like, what? And then the same thing,
but she liked it, apparently.
The same thought went to her hair. Like, what was up with that, too? But, anyways. So then they keep, sporadically throwing in old couples. And at first, it was the same old couple. And then it started getting new old couples. And I was like, is this necessary? Like, are these old couples going to be, people in the movie that we've seen that are old couples? No, they were just random old couples.
Dan just doesn't like old things.
So then they had, an awkward meetup in the airport. And you would think that if you drove across the United States with someone, you would probably remember that. Especially because it was, a big move for you. You were leaving, your hometown and you were starting your new life in somewhere else. And you drove there with someone who you had just met. So that would really stick out to me. And they just were like, I don't know if I know him. I don't know.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's not
You
like,
wouldn't
it
remember
was just
that?
like, yeah, we sat in a car together, but I wasn't sitting there staring at them for...
They spent maybe 14 hours of one day together and then never saw each other again.
Yeah, but I would remember that.
You forget a lot of things.
I would remember if I drove across the country with someone. Anyways. So
you
then,
wait 5 years and you're like, is that them? Maybe that's not them. I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Well, she does recognize him immediately.
And he doesn't.
Yes.
I don't know. A little silly. Anyways. What are the odds? What are the odds that they are on the same exact plane and he is sitting one row behind her? What are the odds? Apparently very good if you're making movies. So then comes the big bombshell that Harry is getting married.
Mm-hmm.
And, he said all of this, stuff. I guess I missed that part. I didn't say that. In the car when they were driving about how men can't be friends with women. Unless they're, if they're attracted to them, then they really can't be friends, and blah, blah, blah. And so she thought he was just kind of, a rude guy.
Did you think he was a rude guy in that scene? Or did you agree with him?
I agreed with him. But, anyways, but he seemed kind of like the guy that would never, have, a real relationship or a real girlfriend or anything. And then, he was getting married, so that was, a big, oh, Harry does love. But, anyways. So then, with his haircut, because he got the haircut, he actually looked younger than he had before when he was supposed to be younger. And her hair just looked ridiculous. I wrote that in my notes. So at that point, Harry was going to get married, and Sally was with this guy named Joe. And then Joe and Sally broke up, and, for some reason, Harry and Sally, they still communicated a little bit. It got stronger over the years.
Mm-hmm.
But at this point in the movie now, so Harry is getting older. And he now looks like, well, okay, so I'll say this. He had really curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, a beard and a mustache at this point in the movie. And he looked exactly like the robber from Home Alone. Exactly.
Not the same actor.
No, I didn't think it was. I'm just saying that he looked like
I'm just clarifying for you. It's not Daniel Stern.
Anyways, so Harry is at this football game with his friend. And I don't remember his friend's name. But I might have written it down on the other page. So they're there talking about, a serious, having, a very serious conversation about, love and life and Sally and his ex, because him and his wife had just gotten divorced.
Just split, yeah.
Yet they still can participate in the wave. having a full-on serious, like, heat conversation, and they're like, whoop, can't skip the wave.
I believe that's where the humor in the scene comes from.
That's the joke.
Anyways, so Harry just looks like such a creeper. Like, throughout, like, a lot of the movie, he just really looks like a creeper. And then at this point in the movie, I'm thinking, like, Sally really reminds me of myself. I mean...
You frequently wonder what you're wearing.
No, I have better fashion sense than Sally. I mean, what kind of name is Sally? Anyways, so Sally reminds me of myself. She's a very picky eater. She's very picky at restaurants. She wants this with this, not touching this, and all of this cooked to a certain way. I loved the scene when she had envelopes to mail out. And she goes to the little, like, mailbox, and she puts them in, one at a time. Closes it, opens it to make sure it's gone, and then puts another one in. And then closes it and opens it. And that, like, she's just checking to make sure it went down. And that would exactly be something that I would do. And Harry got so frustrated that he just shoved them all in there and closed the box. Which was funny. I enjoyed that part. Okay. So then, this is going on my other rant about what she was wearing. Because it comes back to, like, she just didn't know how to dress herself. Because at this point in the movie, now she looks like a mime. Like, she's wearing, like, a mime outfit, but she has a hat on. It didn't make sense. Like, I don't get it. Is that how they dressed?
Yeah.
Okay, so, anyways. Another reference for Harry of who he looked like. This came up too. Not only did he look like the robber from Home Alone, but then he also started to kind of look like Steve Buscemi. It's not the same guy, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So, they also kind of look alike. So then it comes to the scene for New Year's, and they're at, like, this New Year's party or whatever, and they don't even kiss for New Year's. I don't know, that just really upset me. So, anyways, they go to the store. Like, they're very good friends. They always hang out. They go to the store. They go everywhere together. They go to the store, and they're looking for a present for Sally's friend and Harry's friend, because they went on a double date, and it didn't work out, and, like, the two friends were attracted to each other. And, I mean, obviously, Harry and Sally are attracted to each other, but they just are too scared to admit it. So they're going to get a present for these people, because they're moving in together, and Harry runs into Helen. Harry's a baby. And Helen's kind of rude. Like, why would she go over to him? Like, you, like, ruined his life. You divorced, like, he's clearly upset about it. Like, don't go over and, like, rub it in his face now. So I'm not a fan of Helen. Anyways, so then, like, the two friends are, like, moving in together, and Harry just flipped out, like, yelling at them, and then he started yelling about their stupid wagon wheel table, and I agree with Princess Leia, the wagon wheel table was not a good get. I would not get that. Anyways, Pictionary. I love Pictionary. It's a fun game. Anyways, so then at that point they were each seeing someone else, because it had done, like, another time jump, so you weren't sure at first, because they were all hanging out at their friend's house, and they were each seeing someone else, and that made me really upset, because, like, I mean, the movie's been on for a long time, so I thought it was going to end soon, and I didn't want it to end with them not being together, because they were with someone else. But I got my wish. Come to find out, Joe, remember him from the beginning of the movie? Yeah. He's getting married. And he probably should have married Helen, because he's also a jerk. And he called her to rub it in her face. Not really, like, but, like, he wanted to tell her for some reason, because that would be cool, that he was getting married. So she got really upset, so she did what any girl would do, and she called her best friend. And unfortunately, her best friend was Harry, a guy. And remember, they can't be friends unless they're attracted to each other, which they were. So they come over. He comes over. They kiss. It's like the best part of the movie, because they're finally realizing it, and then they pull at my heartstrings. They get into this big fight because then they act like it was nothing, even though they both wanted it to be something. But it was nothing. But then it comes back to New Year's. You remember this?
Yeah, I do.
Sally goes to the party by herself this time. And you know, Harry's just a lonely, lonely guy walking around New York City all by himself. And then he realizes, it finally comes to him, it hits him, that he loves Sally. And he runs. And he runs and he runs and he runs. And he finally meets up with her at the party. And they kiss. And he admits his love for her. And then at first she doesn't believe him, so I kind of start to not like her. But then finally they admit it. And then they become the old couple, even though they're not old. They're like the same age. And they show us the old couple, saying about their wedding and all of this. And I liked it.
So you like the movie?
I like the movie.
Good. All right, so I was pretty sure that you would like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But there was the whole, are you just going to think it's old and not funny and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that you did.
Yeah.
I believe, I might be mistaken in this, but I believe not even rumor, but like the story is that originally this was supposed to be Bill Murray, not Billy Crystal.
I
believe that's a thing. Did you enjoy Billy Crystal in the role?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it would have been good with Bill Murray because he's kind of sarcastic. And I couldn't see him being serious about being in love. Because even going back to Ghostbusters, he was in love with that girl. And it just didn't seem very serious.
It was serious in Rushmore.
Yeah, that movie was okay. So I liked the Home Alone robber. I mean, he looked just like him, no?
Not really.
Yes, he did.
I would say Billy Crystal looks closer to Daniel Stern than he does Steve Buscemi.
Okay, maybe it was just at that point in the movie, but he really looked like him. Did you like the movie?
I do. I like the movie a lot.
Yeah. Did you have the same thought process that I did?
Probably not.
No. Were you curious as to what she was wearing the whole time?
No.
No.
Oh, interesting. It wasn't Bill Murray. It was actually supposed to be Albert Brooks and Molly Ringwald.
That would have been interesting.
Would have been a different movie.
Yeah.
I really like how it plays out. Another urban legend about the movie is that the two of them actually hated each other. There was a lot of conflict on the set.
Oh.
Which they did a good job acting in between because you believe their friendship and then you believe their love.
Yeah.
So you were kind of annoyed by the framing device of the act breaks with the old people, but in the end, did you enjoy that that's how they portrayed that?
I did, but I kind of wish that they were part of the movie. Like, I didn't want them to just be random old people. I wanted them to be, like, in the movie somehow. Or maybe not just all old people. Like, they could have had her friend and his friend be, like, one of those people. Like, people that were in love in the movie there.
But I think that if they had shown them, then that would have ruined... It's supposed to be at the end, like, it's, like, a nice surprise that at the end it's them telling you.
Well, yeah.
And all these people are couples who have been in love for years and years and years. I thought it was really smart. When we were rewatching it, I was just wondering, like, not why has this movie not been remade, because I don't know if I really want that, but, like, this would work so well as, like, a Broadway show.
Yeah,
why
that's
is
true.
it not? Why is there not a... Maybe they've thought about it. Why is not Harry Met Sally not? Because, like, so many of the scenes are these long dialogue-driven scenes. I think it would work great as a play.
Yeah.
But overall, you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I would give it, on the Dana scale, a 10.
A 10? Wow.
I enjoyed it. Because even the sad parts weren't, like, exceptionally sad, where, like, I couldn't handle myself.
I think that's the highest she's ever rated.
Yeah, so this must be your favorite of the movies we've given you.
It is. It's at the top of the list. It beat out Kick-Ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we did well
this
week. We have another movie for you. We'll show you what that is in a second.
Okay.
I did want to say I had a feeling that you did like this movie, even though you wouldn't tell me, because you also seemed very open to seeing the other Meg Ryan, like classic ones, like Sleepless in Seattle and stuff. So that was a good sign that you want to see some more of this.
Next time I won't say that.
All right, so we have a movie for you again. Richard, what movie do we have for Dana?
I hope it's as good as this one.
So, we're going to keep in line. Do you want to tell her, do you want to give her that backstory or no?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So, you've reviewed Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Check out that video. It should be up.
Yeah, that'll be up already. You've reviewed When Harry Met Sally.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to stay within the same era.
Old.
And give you another
the
classic.
Same old era. Okay.
We are going to give you the movie The Blues Brothers.
Oh. Interesting.
What do you think The Blues Brothers is about?
I think it's about two brothers that sing the blues. But I thought that it was supposed to be funny. But I don't know if it is or not.
That's what you
But I mean,
the movie here.
I can picture them. Yeah, that's exactly what I picture them as. Dan Aykroyd. He sounds familiar. He in Ghostbusters?
He is.
I mean, why do they look like they're being arrested, though?
All answers you will get at a later date.
Oh.
Aw, man.
So stay tuned for the next episode of Dana Explains, which will be Blues Brothers, and then we might keep the 80s classic theme going past that. We'll see.
We will.
So, sign us out.
Yep. You can follow us on all those things, talking about beers and over them. See you then.
You can find me on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm at Stonks.
At Dana Explains.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. Instagram is over_a_beer. We're the entire month of July. Nick is posting his favorite superhero movies of all time, his top 30, so you can check those out there. Then on Fridays at youtube.com/overabeer. I'm sorry, I screwed that up. On Fridays at soundcloud.com/overabeer and on iTunes.
Yes,
you can check out the Overabeer podcast. But Tuesdays at youtube.com/overabeer. You can check out more episodes of the Nerd Herders as well as the beer reviews, the full-length beer reviews Nick and I do. But that wraps things up for today. So until next time, drink up.